I spend my time reading manhwas so you don't turn into grandpas by having to sift through all the titles of comics you could have skipped. We meet our main character, Baek XX, just a normal person working a normal construction job. He's on the phone with his brother, who looks like a well-off businessman, dressed sharply. He's got that confident look about him. He wants to meet up with our main character, but he's busy at a construction site, burying dead bodies in the foundation of a new building. If you look closely, you can see a gun in one of their hands and what looks like a military lapel of a North Korean soldier. My suspicions are instantly confirmed when this guy breaks out of a containment cell and Baek takes off his costume to reveal he's part of a special task force against North Korea. Dialogue's kind of trolly to me, but gives us a hint that Baek is going to destroy this roid-looking soldier quickly. Look at the clenched jaw and shaking. They've really pissed this guy off. The soldier attacks with speed and accuracy in what would have killed any normal civilian. But Baek quickly dodges, closes the distances, boom, and counterattacks. The art here is great. I feel the impact, almost a sonic boom. A quick hammer fist afterwards puts this North Korean down. Baek goes to meet his brother at a fancy restaurant, while his comrades are stuck eating frozen pork and drinking beer at the construction site. A man gets out of an unmarked van and is instantly greeted as the manager. Who are they he's talking about? The government? The manager asks about Baek not being there and then says this line, followed by, BLAH! Looks like they were disposable tools for the government. This imagery is pretty dark and I love it. Baek is having a lovely dinner in a high-rise building with his brother, who starts asking about doing a job together. And we get Baek XX's brother's name. It's Baek XX. And now, I understand the title of this manhwa, Baek XX. I guess I can't call both of them Baek, so I'm gonna start using their first names instead, which, if you didn't notice, come second in Korean culture, like Japanese, like China, because their culture puts an emphasis on family and ancestors over the individual, reflecting a societal view that the family unit is paramount. Dokyoung pours some wine while opining about how much money he makes and how much his brother suffers with minimum wage. Does he not know XX's military career? Are they not that close? Then one of the soldiers calls XX's. I love the use of distorted speech bubbles to parallel the pain and suffering that the soldier is going through. Yeah, that doesn't look like a band-aid will fix it. XX's learns that he's blacked out and that everyone else is dead. More bodies get dumped into the open pit. Fun fact, a decomposing body leaves a cavity as it rots. With that many dead bodies, I wouldn't be surprised if the building gets condemned after a few years. A single soldier enters the restaurant and quickly dispatches this guy. Turns out he wasn't alone after all, and Dokyoung is in danger. I know it's a little overdramatic, but something about these special panels just get me excited, like each could be used for the cover of the book. XX's races out of the bathroom, only to be confronted by a group of the same soldiers. They're here for him. They attack, and XX's instantly responds. This panel almost makes him look inhuman with that monstrous hand and those white-out eyes. We've seen this before. Pow! Right in the kisser. Pow, pow! Right in the kisser. But not to miss an opportunity or an opening, the other soldier quickly attacks XX's from behind his comrade's corpse. XX's just too good. We end up in this position. Is that a knife in your boot? You're just trying to kill me. XX's collects himself, takes off his disguise, and comments on their sloppy knife work, like he's an instructor giving them a lesson. The manager's given a report and asks about Yisu. When told only one unit went after him, the manager says this. And I always love when dialogue is placed over imagery of action taking place elsewhere. It just fits so well. The whole time Yisu has been fighting, his brother Dokyeong has been in the dining hall with those other 3 soldiers. We get this quick shot of Dokyeong's glasses on the table, blood splattered everywhere. A close-up of him, though, reveals that in fact, he's covered in blood, and he has a question about the situation. Is this going to be the last thing he gets to say? But grand reveal! Looks like it's not Dokyeong's blood, but rather the blood of the soldiers that came to kill Yisu. Look at that wild look in his eyes, and the tattoo that goes up his arm. This line is simply perfect for the reveal. Dokyeong has killed the soldiers that came after him easily. Is he also in the military or something else? Here's another one of those extra detailed panels that I just can't get enough of from this story. The brothers reconnect, and Dokyeong looks pissed. They leave the restaurant and do a little bit of exposition about each other's secret lives, but they do it quickly, they do it concisely. I like it. After some sibling bickering though, Yisu exclaims this, and is greeted by the sight of a funeral procession. He is so confused. It's kind of nice to see this human side of him. I don't understand this side-by-side thumbnail pic of this lady. It just doesn't feel necessary. She was drawn to the same level of pretty in both images, so it kind of just feels like unnecessary fan service. Dokyeong, looking serious, explains his plan, that if all it takes for this to all go away is Yisu to die, then die he must. I laughed so hard at this image. For me, it's this juxtaposition between the seriousness of the matter and the almost childish plan to get them out of it. Added on are all the sleeve tattoos and the blood all over him. It just doesn't feel real. Dokyeong gives us a bit of his backstory by mentioning that he learned this trick from the Yakuza. Just how deep does his gang affiliation go? Then he goes on to explain how the plan will work. His company is well known, and the people who run the country will come and pay their respects. The fake funeral is going perfectly when these guys, under the order of the manager, show up and start knocking heads. Dokyeong looks down at them with his bodyguard, and we get this build-up shot. The guy's a beast, and I can't wait to see his skills versus the trained killers. We get this short interaction between the 2 men, and surprise attack! That's a powerful blow, but it doesn't faze Ha Jin-woong. In fact, it doesn't look like he got hit at all. I like this little title card situation. The productions team has this under a bunch of people, and it's really fun. We learned this guy's street name too from this. The Holy Immovable Man. A cool title. So he grabs this guy and starts squeezing the life out of him. The other 2 watch in surprise. I like that they also attack, but all of the dialogue here is kind of cheesy. These guys haven't said anything up to this point, and I feel like they shouldn't have. It would have been better. These are some absolutely awesome fighting shots as he destroys the soldiers that were sent to cause a scene. Due to their failure, the manager's forced to make his appearance. We get a name and official military rank. Lieutenant Colonel Jang Seong-ho. Jang has a sly tongue and uses it to pretend like he didn't just order his men to attack. Dokyeong allows it, and Jang is admitted to the funeral. We learn that Yisu is actually pretending to be Dokyeong and is attending his own funeral so that he can face Jang himself. He shoves a dagger in his face and asks this question. Yisu does a great performance, pretending to be like Dokyeong. Doesn't know who killed his brother, he's threatening Jang, he's upset, he's frustrated. Plays perfectly. Jang starts spewing lies and cover-ups, and pow! Oh, this must have felt so good to Yisu. Yisu screams and plays the part of distraught gangster so well that Jang fears for his life and reaches for something. Dokyeong's manager and bodyguard step in to separate the two. And this line here, this wasn't acting. Yisu doesn't have to pretend to feel this angry at Jang. Lies mixed with truths. Afterwards, Dokyeong tries to convince Yisu to stay and work with him as a gangster. But Yisu, still traumatized and infuriated by the betrayal, isn't ready for that life. Jang is now at a military airport mulling over everything he's learned and has come to the conclusion that Dokyeong definitely knows something. When suddenly, a silent, shrouded figure is behind him. They threaten him by bringing up his daughter, and Jang is distraught. The mysterious figure goes in for the kill, and it's actually his daughter playing a fun prank on him. This reveal is so powerful in the moment. The production team did an amazing job stringing me along using dark, obfuscated imagery and believable dialogue. We've seen how many people die just in the few chapters alone. So thinking that Jang's daughter might be a hostage was perfectly plausible. And then look here at his face. He's a bloodthirsty killer, right? But he can make a face like that? Am I supposed to care about this man now? A bunch happens, and Dokyeong gets ambushed in an elevator by Jang's men. He takes a knife to the shoulder to save Sua, his secretary, and we get this art. It's so good. The real gangster comes out of Dokyeong. They get out of the elevator, and Dokyeong complains to his men that they aren't doing their jobs properly. He bums a cig off this guy and ow. Dokyeong, now severely injured, knocks the assassin away. We get a bit of a face reveal as the skin mask comes off. And a name for this assassin. It's Ghost. They fight, and Ghost reveals that they don't believe Yisu is dead. Ghost proves to be far more dangerous than all of the other soldiers that came after them. Dokyeong does his best to deflect and attack, but misses everything. And time's not on his side. He's been stabbed twice and is losing blood fast. Dokyeong takes a deep hit from Ghost's tricks. But even with all this pressure and threat of dying, Dokyeong doesn't give up any information about his brother. Instead, he pretends to be him. Even Ghost doesn't know what to make of this information. Dokyeong takes the advantage and slices through Ghost's face cleanly. Such a beautiful image. And after a bit of fighting, we get this stoic art. Unfortunately though, time, or rather blood, runs out for Dokyeong, and he collapses just before finishing Ghost off. The bodyguards return and Ghost flees. As he leaves, he chants Yisu's name, exclaiming in glee that he was the one who killed him, while making this disgusting face. Yisu arrives on the scene, and we get this tragic moment. These two discuss, how's the organization going to work without Dokyeong? It just can't. And after some more backstory and a bit of fighting, we get this, the crux of the story. Yisu, the military soldier, will be playing the part of Dokyeong, a gang leader, to get revenge for his brother's death. This lead-up took 5 chapters, Never once did Baek XX take the pedal off the accelerator. Every moment is quick, to the point, well constructed. We get introductions mixed seamlessly with action or suspense. Overall, it's a great gangster drama with tons of unique and interesting characters. It also does a wonderful job portraying a dark underbelly of Seoul, filled with bloodthirsty gangsters, corrupt military, and political figures. I give Baek XX 5 bakes out of 5. I've read pretty far into this one, and the hits just keep coming. Cheers. Meanwhile,